I called in sick today. I'm sitting here in my bathrobe with bedhead, feeling a little under the weather, and honestly, I'm supposed to be resting. But instead, I'm doing what I think a lot of us do when we take a sick day. I'm feeling guilty about it. And if I'm honest, I'm also feeling a little anxious. I'm an elementary school special education teacher. So when I'm not at work, there are students I'm supposed to be serving, teachers who might be expecting support, meetings that might be happening. And even though I'm homesick, my mind is already spinning. I'm thinking about my students. I'm wondering what my coworkers are dealing with today. I'm wondering if administrators notice. And I'm already catching myself thinking about what paperwork I could get done while I'm homesick. Now, if you're watching this channel, you probably know that I'm on Mounjaro. My name's Chris. This whole channel is basically a journal of that Mounjaro journey. And for me, that journey is really about something bigger than just weight loss. It's about health. It's about sustainability. I want the next 20 years to be better than the last 20 years. But sitting here this morning, something clicked for me. If I'm serious about health, Mounjaro can't just be a medication I put on top of a dysfunctional, unsustainable life system. And that realization brought me to an even bigger thought. When we realize that much of the guilt and anxiety we feel about protecting our health is produced by the systems we live and work in, we can begin making the changes necessary to building a life that is actually sustainable. So that got me thinking this morning, why do I feel guilty just for being sick? I think part of the answer is that a lot of the systems we work in quietly depend on people overextending themselves. In my case, as a special education teacher, I see this pretty clearly. Caseloads grow, meetings multiply, testing responsibilities pile up, paperwork never seems to end. And the truth is, a lot of the time, the only way the system keeps functioning is because teachers quietly absorb the extra work. Nights, weekends, doing paperwork at home, working through lunch. It's not written down anywhere, but it becomes the expectation. And when someone steps back, even for a legitimate reason like being sick, it suddenly exposes how fragile the whole system actually is. But I think there's another piece of this too, and that's the culture we build around work. In a lot of workplaces, there's something people call presenteeism. Instead of absenteeism, presenteeism. It means showing up even when you shouldn't, showing up sick, dragging yourself in because you don't want to look unreliable, because you don't want people to think you're not a team player, because you don't want to give anyone a reason to question your commitment. Over time, that culture creates something powerful. It creates guilt and it creates anxiety. Even when you're doing something completely reasonable, like taking a sick day, you feel like you're breaking some kind of unspoken rule. And sitting here this morning, I'm realizing that a lot of people in midlife are starting to rethink these kind of things. A lot of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are turning to GLP-1 medications like Mounjaro because they want to reclaim their health. They want to lose weight. They want to improve their metabolic health. They want more energy. They want more years. And I am definitely one of those people. Mounjaro is helping me change my biology. It's helping me with appetite regulation. It's helping with weight loss. It's helping with metabolic health. But sitting here today, I'm realizing something important. Medication alone can't fix an unsustainable life system. If the goal is real health, especially at 60, then some of the systems around my life have to change too. Recovery has to matter. Rest has to matter. Sick days have to actually be sick days, not secret work from home days where you try to keep everything running. And I think there's something a lot of people on a GLP-1 journey are slowly discovering. Yes, these medications can change our biology, but building a healthier future often requires looking at the systems around our lives too. Work, stress, sleep, recovery, all of it. So sitting here this morning in my bathroom, feeling a little, in my bathrobe, not my bathroom, feeling a little sick and thinking about all of this, I'm realizing that this Mounjaro journey isn't just about losing weight. It's about building a life that is actually sustainable. For me, that means better metabolic health, but it also means paying attention to the systems I'm living inside of. And if you're on a GLP-1 journey like me, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, you might be discovering the same thing. Medication can change our biology, but building a healthy future also means changing the patterns in our lives that were slowly wearing us down in the first place. Mounjaro can help change our biology, but building a healthy life means changing the systems our biology has to live inside. All right, if you relate to this, please like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more along this lines. Mounjaro is important, but it's part of an overall goal for us to become healthier, have a longer health span, and have a longer lifespan, and enjoy life and our loved ones. I also have a school community of like-minded people like this. There's a link in the video description. You're going to connect with a lot of great people who will share this amazing journey with us, support you, encourage you, be open and honest with you. And that is it for today. Take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is. And I'll see you in the next one.